Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live episode from Waves of Communication. My name is Marcy Melzer, and I am an intuitive speech and language pathologist and language facilitation consultant. And I do these videos to help parents teach your late talking children how to use natural spoken language during your everyday activities. So, welcome if you are joining me for the first time, and welcome back to those of you who are joining me again and revisiting. Um, and you're all welcome at this point because every live video I do also includes a Q&A. So you are welcome to include your questions in the comments of this video if you're joining me live or if you're joining me on the replay, because I like to catch all those videos and or questions and get to them on the next video. And I do videos here on Facebook or here on YouTube every Monday at 12 noon and over on Facebook on Thursdays at 2 p.m. And both of those are Eastern time because I'm in Florida. So I have my festive holiday gear on today because today's topic is about the holidays. And before I want to get into it, I really wanted to make this video for all of you parents to talk about the ups and downs about the holiday season and having a talking child. I know most of the things that we see on and internet and all the social media is all about the love and light and the fabulous things that are happening this time of year, but I also see a lot of posts about people who are going through challenges this time of year. And it's true for everyone that there are ups and downs to all parts of life, and the holiday season is no different. And what's great about language facilitation is that parents have the opportunity to use every single experience you have in your life together with your child as an opportunity to facilitate spoken language, because we certainly don't only talk about the things that we love, we talk about the things that are challenging too. So just like this holiday time offers wonderful opportunities to talk about fun and exciting things, it also brings up challenges. And so what I'd like to invite you to do with this video, with me, along with me while we go through, is to think about some of these strategies as I move through a 3-step process, an ABC process, to help you navigate through the ups and downs through the holiday season. And so the first thing that I want to remind you to do during this holiday season is that, remembering that there are ups and downs, I want you to think about sitting down, maybe with your partner even, and doing a year-end / holiday assessment. Now, it's not uncommon for people to do these things now and thinking about the future, but I'm encouraging you to start now, because if you have a child who's a late talker and they go to school or they're in therapy or something like that, this is the time, this is the week that those kids are off on break. And some of them are off for a whole 2-week period of time until the holidays, until after the new year, some for just a week or a short period of time. But regardless, even folks who are working right now in the corporate world, this is the week where everyone takes a break and has a chance to sort of spend time with your family. Of course, that's why a lot of people give time off work and kids give up time off school, so teachers and therapists can spend time with their family, and that you do too. But I encourage you to take an evening with your partner and do some analysis and assessment of some different areas of your life. And I have 4 different areas that I want you to think about. Now, when you do this assessment, I want you to think about both the pros and the cons, the ups and the downs over the entire last year through the process in each one of these areas. And those areas are, first of all, think about your relationships with each other, with your family, in your immediate family, with yourselves together as partners, in parents, and also together with your children. And each of you as parents will have a different relationship with your children. Make an assessment about that over the course of the year. Is your child interested in being and loving and enjoying with you, or is there some tension going on right now? And why? And what's going on to cause those tension? And what is it in your child's relationship with you and your partner's relationship with you that has been wonderful? And what happened this year, past year in 2019, to encourage or put a blockage in any of those relationships, the ups and downs, right? And the next area I want you to look at is the progress reports that you receive from other people. So if you got progress reports from school, therapists, from your employers, and you kind of can do that with each other too, and think about the things, the jobs that you do. You all do. Your child goes to school to do their job, to do well as a student, or a clinician, a client in therapy, and you go to work maybe at a job where you get some kind of performance. Look at your own performance. Don't worry about what your bosses say, but think about what kinds of things you have heard from them about your work. Not so much in a written form, but yourself. And think about you if you're home and you're facilitating a household, and the things that you have done and that have happened in your household. Maybe you've moved houses. Maybe new people have come and gone into your household. Maybe you've lost people in your family this year. All of those things about your real reality, they play a part in your attitude about moving forward and teaching your child in 2020. And so this is what you need to do, is do a little bit of assessment about these things. And then the next thing you want to do is think about your ease of life. Like I said, there are the jobs you do outside, there are the jobs you do to take care of your house, but how does all of that go? Is it a struggle for you to get up every day and get through, or have you got things organized and smooth? Or maybe are there areas that you could make improvements on? This is the week that you can think about that, because right now you've got your child home with you, and it's the time for you to think about making new plans. And that's why we have to look at all that. And then the other thing you always should do this time of year is take a look at your finances. How did things go with your finances over 2019? What caused them to come and go? What things were surprising or not, or planned for? And think about in your 2020. So we do some assessment about where things are and what happened to cause the things that you are right now. And when you look at it, just kind of a year-end recap of what happened this past year, you can understand and look at the strategies that you use that were super successful in all of these areas: relationships, finances, ease of life, and even your outside things in your house and in your job. What things did you do? What strategies? What change did you implement this past year that got your status moving forward in all of those areas? What helped benefit your finances, or what caused your finances to go down? What benefited your relationships with other people or caused those relationships to go down? The ups and downs through your years. And this holiday time is a wonderful time for you to do assessment about all of those things. Now, when we're looking at those things, then we want to move into this ABC part, is this assessment, and how are we right now feeling about all of those things. Now, the most important thing in the next step is to decide what you do with those feelings. So when we have analysis and we see what helps things goes up and what helps things go down, now is the time for you to decide, what of those things are we ready to keep and expand in 2020? And what of those things are we ready to clear out to make space for new things coming into your life in 2020? And this is the week that you have a chance to trial and error any of those things, because now you've got time from the time you wake up till the time you go to bed that you are with your child all the time. And there are other things that are going on in your life that are, plans for the holidays, people visiting, maybe you're traveling and you're doing different things that are filling up that space that your child maybe would have been in school, but not all of it. And now is the time that you have a break where you can try out strategies and see if they will work to make your life easier. So let's say, for example, your morning routine. You have been in the habit of, or found yourself in the habit of, hustling in the morning. We're having to really force your child to get through things, to get them ready to get out. That's not going to leave you much opportunity to do any kind of natural language facilitation because, for whatever reason, you're too busy worried about what we have to do: shoes on, clothes on, teeth brushed, child fed, car warm, all those things to get you out the door in your day. Think about this next week, how you can expand that time. Practice getting up a little bit earlier instead of sleeping in all the time. Use different things over your holiday break to recharge your batteries as far as making plans towards the future. Where a lot of people want to be exhausted this time, this is your time to take action. So this process, this ABC process, the A is analysis, right? And the B is where you have to identify what is better. B is for better. A is for analysis. B is for better. What can you do as a plan to make all 4 or 5 or whatever areas that you assess in your life better in 2020? Now, the pie in the sky things like, I want to make $1 million this year in my business, or I want to, have new wardrobe, or move into a new house, or relieve the winter cold, or, whatever it is that you decide can be big, big things. But all in the process of those big, big plans, it's very, very important that you move into step C. C is for, I don't ABC, basically take action. Like, you have to call yourself out, basically, I'm going to say, on your plans. So you can make these plans, but make the call to take some action is the C step. So you have to decide if this, let's say, for example, your progress reports for your child's school are not what you wanted them to be. Remember, the downs of holidays sometimes come when you realize that some of the strategies that you have been using over the past year haven't been working for you, or that whatever has happened, natural disasters, losing jobs, big, big things have caused you to be feeling a big sense of lack, right? Like, we don't have enough money. I don't know what to do. I am too old, tired, fat, lazy, excited, exhausted, overwhelmed, all of those feelings and things that you find yourself in that step A, you must move in step B to find a way to make them better today or in the near future. These pie in the sky kinds of dreams won't help you get out of your space, because right now your space around you, your energetic space, is filled potentially, if you're thinking and focusing on the downs, to it be full of worry. Man, I don't know, 2019, we really tried hard and we still haven't gotten to where we wanted to. You're feeling the disappointment or lack of progress because you have tried things and they haven't worked. Or maybe you got terrible news this year and you don't know how to process that news. Now is the time to start to think about processing through the rough things that happened this year, the things that have caused you to, have issues or find yourself in struggles. Now is the time for you to be able to find the ladder to dig out of those holes, to fill the space with something positive. And here's how you do it: with gratitude, right? And that's C action. When you call yourself out, you call out the fear, the worry, the things that you don't have any control over, and you replace them with things that you do have control over. So let's say again, your child hasn't made a lot of progress this year. They're stuck in prompt-based strategies. They aren't wanting to respond to you. You have plans made and your child is wanting to just sit on their phone or in their isolation all the time and they don't want to interact with you. If you find yourself stuck in a place where you don't know what to do, if your finances are so low, if you are whatever, you have to find a way. Call yourself into action to find a way to dig yourself out of those things. And if it is the school situation that is frustrating for you, you have to find out what is it about it? Why is it? Go back to each one of those areas and analyze what is it about the school or therapy that's not working for my child? And if those people aren't willing to make changes, then it's time for you at this time of year to think about moving into 2020 doing something different. Because if you make your plans to do the same things that keep you stuck in the downs, then you'll never get out and into the ups, because that's why we call it waves of communication. There are ups and downs to everything. And the other thing that happens during the holidays that causes a lot of downs for parents is they see other people's ups, right? This is the time of year when parents are putting all kinds of things on social media about how successful their children are. Look at how well my child did in their dance recital, or their visit with Santa, even, or the things they accomplish, the awards they receive. And you've had a frustrating year, where you haven't found the right people to work with your child, or your child's been frustrated, or your child's been ill, or you've been ill, or any of these kinds of things. You see the other people experiencing those things, and it makes you feel those downs even more, right? These are the times when you find the B, you find the better. What do I have that is better than what I had a year ago? Think about all the beautiful things about your child, including the day they were born, even if they're 25 years old. And you think about those things, and you find the space for the light, that you take out the darkness of the downs, and you understand and you feel those feelings, and you feel bad. Yeah, it's okay to feel crummy about when bad things happen to you. But that crummy feeling, as long as you hold on to it, it will stay with you. You have to give it grace and let it go, and make the space for new through the ups and the downs. And when your child has an up, so let's say you are having an up year and you are having fabulous, wonderful things, this is also the time for you to do that ABC, because finding the things that really worked well versus the things that worked a little bit, things that didn't work at all, and identifying what can we do to either maximize the results from that initial investment. So let's say you did stem cells this year. Let's say you invested in my program this year. Let's say you started with a new therapist this year and you have seen some amazing growth so far. You can't just ride on that growth at this point, because 2020, new decade, new everything. You have to think about how to take your success to the next level, because your child will continue to learn and grow, and you don't want them and their curiosity and interest and control issues, to develop their own learning. You don't want them to bypass you. So it's really important now that if you have seen some amazing success this year, that you look at the things that have worked for you and you figure out how to tweak those things too. How do we do this a little bit more? But be careful, because sometimes doing a lot more of something isn't necessarily how to make the best progress with it. Maybe this one strategy that worked super well to get your child to a level, for example, those of you who have taken the swapping the prompting challenge, if you have changed your habits to stop the blockages, and you're not asking your child questions, you're giving them lots of nice opportunities to speak, but you're finding them starting to talk, and it's only the needs-based language. Like, they're not moving past requests and demanding you to do things like that at the needs-based stuff. They haven't moved past that into language they're doing on your own, and you're finding yourself tempted to slide back into prompting to get them to do those things more, right? So that means that your child has hit the next level, and you need to hit the next level in your training. So if you're looking for free resources, go back to that playlist here on YouTube that getting started with language facilitation here and move on to the next videos. You need to watch more videos about facilitating natural conversational language. So if you're finding yourself stuck at any of the levels of progress, then it's time to expand on that progress and find new things for you to do. And that's how you move through in that ABC process. Analysis, what's working well. We've abandoned those things that aren't working anymore. You already did that with your swapping the prompting challenge, but now you've got space for more growth. How will you facilitate that? Digging in and finding new strategies. There are 200 videos on this YouTube channel. So if whatever area of life, maybe it's feeding your child, there's videos on this channel about how to get your child to eat on their own. Maybe it's potty training that you're working on this year. There's videos on my channel about that and lots of other channels about potty training. What about sleeping through the night? What about other kinds of behavior problems that you're wanting to solve? This is the time for you to try strategies because you've got your child home now. In this week or two outside of school where you as parents have all day, every day to facilitate these new gains. Don't let the holidays and the prep for the holidays and the cleanup from the holidays get in your way of opportunity to have your child home with you now. And follow this ABC process to help you and your child get through the holidays. Now, here's one more thing about that ABC process that I want you to be aware of, and it is the biggest mindset trap that falls into place this time of year, and that's comparing. Like I said, when you see other people's happy times and you find yourself comparing your child to other people, that's something you can control. You can say, all right, we're going to look at our positives. But what about when other people compare your child? You know, it's pretty obvious if you're at the family or the work Christmas party and all the other children get up and sing a song in front of Santa or tell Santa what they want for Christmas or things like that, and your late talker isn't able to do those things. Family members will bring this time of year when they are together all of their ideas and help and tell you what you should do or what they did with their kids, and they might try to judge you by the decisions that you've made. Maybe if you've changed therapy or if you decided to homeschool this year, whatever you decided about healthcare for your child. This is the time of year parents who take different kinds of action and use their own intuition versus what's going on around them to be judged by what's going on around them. I want you to really think hard about your situation and remember that those other people are just projecting their ideas onto you because they're trying to be helpful. They don't know necessarily how to help you, and they don't understand what you're going through. And so it really is up to you to decide what to do when parents or other people talk about you or your child or your decisions. And just like those bad strategies that didn't work for you that you've swapped out to start with language facilitation, you can let those ideas and energy go. Because remember, it's your responsibility to fill your space with positive and light and take advantage of all the ups that come this time of year and the opportunities that exist to help your child understand when other people say those things about them or about you is another fabulous way to help them make progress. Because, yep, it's going to happen wherever you go that you're going to have people judge you. We live in a very judgmental world right now. All over the world, people will judge you. And when you have your child and you are being judged and you're in that experience with your child, help them understand those feelings and remind them that you are always judging the best things about your child. And if you or your child is reminded of any negative thing that ever happened to or about you by someone else because they called it out, they reminded you about it, remember yourself that you have a whole memory bank full of positive things to think about, full of the things that you have to do. And what I usually recommend whenever anybody says something to me that doesn't resonate with how I feel, or it isn't helpful for me, right? It's not helpful for me to hear someone else's preconceived judgment or unsolicited advice or whatever. It's not really helpful for me to do that. But I also know it's not helpful for me to resist or whatever. My reaction is my control. And this is what I want you as a parent to understand. Everything you feel is in your control. And your child, you can help them understand the same thing. So if you're not feeling good about something that happens to you or around you during the holidays, talk about those feelings with your child. Wow, that was a bummer. And you can call out that other person's state of mind as a fact without being judgmental, because again, it's just your analysis. That person looks angry. That person is just trying to be helpful. And when you respond to that person, you don't have to be reactive. You can be appreciative, even if it's not helpful. You can be appreciative for their effort, and you can say, thank you for your advice. You don't have to say whether it was helpful or not. It's kind of like if somebody gives you a gift that you don't like for Christmas or for your birthday or something. If you are an ungrateful person, you're going to say, I don't like this thing. But if you're a grateful person, you're going to remember that that person went to some effort, even if it was to go to their cabinet and find something old that they had and wrap it up and give it to you. That's an effort that you can appreciate, even if you don't appreciate what's in the box. Just like the message, you can appreciate the person for their effort without appreciating their message. So you have the control over your own fears. Now, these are the things that I want everybody to remember in this holiday season through the ups and downs. Celebrate the ups, feel the good things, feel the down things, but eliminate them. Know that as soon as you feel them and call out on them, we talk about language facilitation strategies being easy. If something for you feels uneasy, understand why that is and what little thing can you do to transition it to be a little bit easier for yourself or your child. If something feels unhappy, then understand, call out the unhappy feeling. That's a bummer when somebody says something negative about me. And I know that they must not be in a very good place right now, and send them a little love and forgiveness. It's like people who pray for people who do bad things to them. It's your way of understanding that person. I don't think humans intend to do evil things to other people, certainly not family members. Even if you suspect that they do intend to do evil things, it comes from their own place of not feeling good themselves, and they need you to help them share a little light, because you as a mom of a child have that. You have a loving being, sentient being in your family that you can enjoy every single day. And even when you don't like the child's behavior, or the thing your child does seems to be vindictive to you, let's say they dump here's one of the moms in my family has twins who put in their beautiful home flour everywhere, baking flour everywhere. And she has the video of her twins covered in flour and footsteps trailing behind them with a colossal mess. So these are the downs of holidays, right? You've got kids home who are exploring, they get into things, they make a big mess, they knock over the Christmas tree, they get into the stuff. These are the experiences that you have a choice about. You choose to find the easy, happy, safe, and fun way to go about this. Like, it doesn't feel very happy when you look at the situation, but you can have fun cleaning up a whole house full of flour if you try hard enough. And if you get over the fact that your kids were exploring and learning, and think about the fun they had, and think about the lessons they will learn about not doing this again. So all of those things are the positive things that you want to keep through and continue with your late talking child throughout the holidays, through the ups and the downs. And it doesn't matter what holiday you're celebrating. I celebrate Christmas, so that's why I've got my stuff on. But this is my second Christmas. Last Christmas at this time, I had just lost my mom, and it was a sad time for me. And so this year, I am remembering, I've got her little angel on my hat, remembering her this year and thinking about how proud she would be, as I get a little emotional, thinking about how proud she would be about the success that I have made. Aw, sorry, feeling a little emotional. Yeah, and then I also have my pin from my daughter, who just graduated this year with her master's in speech therapy, and she's just getting started, and she made this about 20 years ago for me. So I can celebrate all the wonderful things in my life with loss and positivity and remembering and moving on, because my job for 2020 is to help all of you to get out of any of the downs in your life and using them for positive experiences, transmuting them into ways for your children to understand the negative things that happen in life and facilitate language through all of those things too. So that's all I have about the holidays. I do have a couple little announcements I want to say before you pop off, all of those who are watching me live. First of all, a big thank you to my friend Devangi Dalal in Mumbai. We had our wonderful communication switch workshop. It was a well-attended event by parents, previous clients, clients who have grown up with Devangi. It was a really great event that we did live. We're going to be doing it again. So I know that this time of year is the tough time for parents to join in those. So look out for that. And I just wanted to say thank you so much to Devangi for including me in this cross-continental experience. And then the other thing I wanted to remind everybody about is the big sales that are going on. Like I said, this is the time of year when you can try out things. You have a new chance to be with your child all day long, every day. And using these Q&As plus my language facilitation basics course is the most cost-effective way for you to get the kind of coaching that you need. Specific coaching. The videos on my channel are general guidelines to get you started and get you on a path, but it requires a massive amount of independent study. Like, you've got to even find out which videos are good for you. You've got to jump on the Q&As and ask questions from, baseline, whatever. But my language facilitation resources, it's my basics. My language facilitation basics independent study course is an entire series of videos that are with slideshows, with worksheets and activities for you to move through the entire process. And this is the perfect time for you to get started. You can watch the videos at night while your kids are sleeping and start to implement the strategies during the day, and work with your spouse while they're off to establish your plan in your household. And I'm not stopping Q&A videos. So the best way to use this now in the language facilitation independent study course, you can get it for $50 off. So it's only $450. And I can't imagine most parents spent at least that much on their kids for Christmas. And I know that it's a financial thing. After the holidays, it goes back up to $500. But right now, you can save $50 on the Language Facilitation Resources group and get the entire video series, including an 8th module on social skills. You get a free copy of my book on paperback or audio. This is my book. If it isn't fun, it isn't fun. Teach your child to talk faster than speech therapy. It's available on Amazon or Audible or Kindle, paperback, Kindle, and Audible. This is the cheapest way to find the process, but it is general. Again, gives you the step-by-step process to get through, but requires a lot of independent study. And then the independent study course has more details, more step-by-steps, and how to get through all of the whole process through each level of language. So like if we talked about at the beginning, let's say your child is older and stuck in needs-based language, like you've got them saying single words, but they're still prompt dependent, maybe you haven't figured out what is blocking your child's language. In the independent study course, you go through the entire list of things. There's like 25 lists because different things block different parents. You have to find all those blockages and eliminate them all before you can facilitate language. This course tells you how to do it. And what makes it even better is right now, before the end of the year, if you register now, you get a free 60-minute consultation with me. So you get started with the course and the strategies now, and then you get a consult later to make sure you're on track. And I also show you in the course how to use all the videos on the YouTube channel and the live Q&As and the book and the other online resources in a way to make that course 3 times, 5 times as valuable as it is. So that is the best way for you to access help right now. Language Facilitation Resources Independent Study Course. And it's only the free consult, the free book, all of that is only good until January 1st, 2020. January 1st, 2020, the new prices go into effect. And the same is true for my language facilitation face-to-face programs. In the starter program, you get all the old videos. You get everything that I just talked about, including the book, including everything, and you get to work with me, and I do the whole plan for you. I give you 15 to 16 pages of what is causing your child's blockages, what exactly you need to do in your house starting right away, and we work together for you to decide what those plans are to get you going. So that call to action happens from me. And in the basics course or in the starter level, you get a plan and you get the program. So you get comprehensive help to figure out exactly what's going on. And then if you want help the entire way, the language facilitation lifetime, the Waves of Communication lifetime program helps parents, where I do live meetings twice a week where one-on-one you can talk to me in a group setting and tell me all the things that you need help with. There's parents that join me every week and get new strategies every week to help them with their kids. And they're getting them past moving through all the stages. They get stuck at a stage, they come back, they get more help, they get through it, they get stuck at a stage, they come back, they get more help. And this is how you see progress the entire way, no matter where you live in the world, no matter how long you need. And that price right now is only $3,000. All of the prices are going up on January 1st. So now is the time for you to take advantage of those things. All right. Thanks for sticking around and listening to my announcements about everything. I'm going to boogie out of here now because I don't see any. Hey, VJ, thanks for joining me today. VJ's in my language facilitation independent study course, and she has reached out to me, gotten my free book, or it's on the way anyway. I put it in the post, so it's on the way. And she's in India learning from my resources and coming on my videos. The way to make sure you catch my videos, by the way, is by hitting the subscribe button and the little bell, the wiggly bell, to make sure that you continue to get notices every time I come on. And you'll always see the replay too. So thank you so much for joining me today. Please give this video a like if you liked it today. I hope that your mindset over the holiday lets you ride out the ups and downs of all of the communication, and you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. And I'll see you on the 26th over on Facebook for my next live Q&A. I'll see you all, everybody. Have a great time. And I'm out of here for now. Bye.